The roar of the crowd swells like a living storm inside the arena, a restless ocean of anticipation thundering through the steel rafters as the Wargames double cage lowers from above. There is electricity in the air, sharp and charged, the kind that seems to vibrate through every heartbeat in the building. Tonight is not just another match. Tonight is a collision course of grudges, ego, vengeance, and pride, an atmosphere so volatile that even the commentators struggle to keep their voices steady. Camera flashes scatter through the darkness like sparks from a welding torch, dancing along the steel mesh as the structure settles into place. The audience knows they are moments away from violence, and they want every second of it. Inside one cage stands a team that radiates chaos and raw power. Brock Lesnar, pacing like a caged animal whose patience has nearly evaporated. Drew McIntyre, eyes cold and fixed forward, fingers tapping against the handle of his sword earlier backstage as if rehearsing the destruction he intends to deliver. Logan Paul, grinning with that obnoxiously confident swagger that makes the entire arena rain boos upon him. Braun Breaker, cracking his neck, rolling his shoulders, every movement a reminder that he is a genetic powder keg waiting to ignite. And then there is Bronson Reed, steady, calculating, silent but dangerous, a mountain of muscle whose presence alone feels like a warning. Across from them, in the opposite cage, stands the team the world has rallied behind. Cody Rhodes, wearing the weight of leadership like a second skin. Seth Rollins, swaggering but focused, his eyes darting between his teammates as if plotting a dozen strategies at once. Sami Zayn, bouncing on his toes, anxiety and determination warring inside him. Kevin Owens, jaw clenched, hair slightly disheveled, ready to fight anyone in the world. And then there is CM Punk, the lightning rod, the return that set the entire wrestling world ablaze. Punk leans against the ropes, chewing on the thought of conflict, eyes burning with something dark and unresolved. For him, this match is more than competition. It is a proving ground. A test of whether time has sharpened him or if the scars of the past will be torn open once again. The bell hasn't even rung yet and already the tension is suffocating. Cody Rhodes is the first to enter, sprinting across the ring as the cage door slams behind him. McIntyre meets him head-on, and the match explodes with fists, knees, elbows, no feeling-out process, no hesitation. The crowd leaps to its feet as bodies collide against steel, the clang of metal echoing with every impact. Soon one man becomes two, then three, bodies entering in intervals as both sides unleash everything they've trained, practiced, and suffered for. The Wargame structure rattles with every whip into the cage, every suplex landing on steel plate. Logan Paul climbs the ropes with phone in hand, recording himself mid-match as he dives onto Owens, even as the crowd boos with venom. Lesnar storms in next and immediately turns the battlefield upside down, belly-to-belly suplexes thrown with reckless abandon, bodies tossing like rag dolls. Reed crushes Zayn in the corner. Breaker spears Rollins so hard the entire ring shakes. Every minute the violence escalates, every second the chaos amplifies. When Punk finally enters, the roar is deafening. He steps through the cage, points at Lesnar, and the two charge like bulls. Their collision sends shockwaves through the arena, a rivalry renewed in a single devastating moment. Punch after punch, blow after blow, Punk fights like a man trying to silence ghosts, but Brock matches him with brute annihilation, driving him into the cage and then into the mat with a thunderous spinebuster. But Punk doesn't stay down. He rises, defiant, furious, battered but unbroken. The match deepens, stretches, evolves into a brutal dance of survival and strategy. Everyone has bruises forming, blood trickling, breath burning hot through clenched teeth. Yet nobody relents. Then it happens. The first sign is subtle, too subtle at first to be recognized as anything more than a trick of the lights. A flicker in the rafters. A shadow shifting where no shadow should exist. Owens notices it first mid-brawl, glancing upward with confusion before Breaker tackles him. The commentators brush it off, but the camera lingers for a moment longer as if sensing the disturbance. Minutes later, as Seth Rollins climbs the cage wall looking to deliver a diving strike, the arena lights pulse again, just once, but hard enough that the crowd murmurs. Seth pauses, glancing upward. And in that hesitation, Bronson Reed rips him down with a thunderous powerbomb. The action continues at full speed, yet something feels wrong, an undercurrent of dread that ripples beneath the noise of the match. Then the arena goes dark. Not flickering. Not dimming. Complete blackout. A scream of confusion rolls through the crowd. The cameras struggle, red lights glowing faintly before backup generators kick in. Strobe lights flash just enough for silhouettes to form. And then, footsteps. Heavy, deliberate, resonant. They echo through the darkness, each step landing with the weight of an omen. Punk is the first to stand in front of the sound, scanning, ready, fists raised. The lights return in a slow, pulsing glow, revealing a figure standing on the ramp. A figure no one recognizes. Dressed entirely in black. Hooded. Masked. Motionless, the crowd erupts, not in cheers or boos, but in a roar of confusion. The commentary team can't identify him. The wrestlers inside the cage stare in disbelief. The mystery figure steps forward, one slow stride at a time, each footfall echoing unnaturally loud.